Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons to launch a business podcast. My name's Alice Violet. I've been working in podcast production for about 5 years and content and digital marketing for the last 10 years. I work with loads of different businesses, but primarily those who are marketing to other businesses, which is also known as B2B. And here are 5 reasons specifically as to why that can be so valuable. So the first thing, which is the most powerful one, is that people don't enter into podcasts passively. And what I mean by that is that they actively seek the content. There is no other marketing channel that has that ability. So when you're coming across a brand's Instagram account, for example, it's coming up in your newsfeed while you're looking for other content, or when you open your inbox and you've got an e-newsletter, it's just kind of arrived and you've thought, let's see what that's about. Whereas with a podcast, you've actively decided, I'm going to enter into 45 minutes or half an hour with a business to listen to their experts. That's incredibly valuable. So if you want to establish yourselves as a thought leader and an expert in this space, that is a really powerful way to do so. So the second reason you should consider launching a podcast for your business is because they have a very long lifespan. So a lot of the content, again, on social media is disposable. It lasts a day, if that. Your marketing newsletter, once it's been sent, people are not really going to bookmark it and go back later unless it's jam-packed full of value. Whereas with a podcast, people will actively go and listen to episodes that are a year, 2 years old. And so you keep that in mind with the kind of content that you're putting on your show. I do think it's important to try and make things feel topical and timely. So for example, if there's something big happening in the news right now, or if some research has come out, it's great to tailor your topics around those things, but not making it so that it's got a teeny short lifespan. So giving it a long lifespan obviously means that people can enjoy it for a long time, which is very valuable for your business. Another thing to consider along those lines is that this content can be repurposed across your whole marketing strategy. So it's not just a podcast that's a piece of audio content, which could also be in the video format. It can also then be cut up and put into YouTube short videos, social media teasers. You could write the content up in a blog post. You can send it out in a newsletter. You can post it on third-party websites. There's a huge amount of content and marketing that can come out of one podcast episode. The next consideration for launching your business podcast is the value of putting your experts on camera and on mic. So quite often with companies that I've worked with before, you'll have your marketing department and you'll have your technical specialists and your sales specialists. And your marketing team and your sales team are really the only people who speak direct to customer. Whereas when it comes to podcasting, you can get your technical specialists on mic talking about topics. So for example, when I was the producer of the Naked Security podcast, which is a cybersecurity podcast, we would have people who were actually writing the research or fighting the current threats that are happening, coming on mic and talking direct to customer. Now, as a marketer, I'm not a technical specialist. So although I can talk about the topic, I can't talk about the nuances or how to protect yourself or how to implement the changes that are required in the same way that a technical specialist can. So this is incredibly valuable for your business to get your technical specialists in front of the customer. Another consideration is that you can upskill your team. So once they are getting comfortable talking on mic or being on camera, this can lead to loads more opportunities, such as leading talks, going to events, being at networking spaces. It will just build on their confidence in that public speaking remit. But also it can upskill them in terms of knowing loads about the topic. If they know that they've got to host an episode about ethical hacking, they're going to make sure that they know enough about it to be able to lead that discussion. One of the tips that I always say is that the easiest way to learn something is to teach somebody else. And that's really relevant when it comes to podcasting. And the final thing is that you can build trust and rapport with your audience. So if you know you're going to be posting a show once a week, once a month, ideally, you wouldn't want to do it any less than that. I think that podcasts do need to be fairly frequent. Then your audience is going to actively be looking out for that new content. Ideally, you want them to be thinking, oh, it's the first of the month, which means the Cyber Made Human podcast goes live. So you want to make sure you're being consistent with that so they're actively looking for your content.